welcome to today's episode of the Osasu Show. For years, Nigeria as a country has been faced with a lot of challenges. Poverty, lack of access to quality education, quality healthcare, and other basic amenities. Even quality leadership has been one of these issues. In the last decade, the nation began witnessing a plethora of insecurity challenges ranging from terrorist attacks to a rise in the activities of bandits and kidnappers. However, there have been some of these issues which have preceded all the ongoing challenges that we face today. On today's episode of the Osasu Show, we'll be honing in on the crisis in the southern part of Kaduna State. We'll be taking a look at how we can resolve these crises once and for all. Don't go anywhere, it promises to be a very enlightening episode.
You won't go shake your body. Instead they make you calm down. Eat a farm say sabi. You want to grow 6 packs in a day. I beg you not to pass your power. You want to show yourself
Whatever your size, find it with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now to get the plan that suits you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Bornvita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C that supports his immunity and gives him the strength to pursue his dreams. Bornvita, strength to dream.
North to South Africa, East to West Africa, TOS TV Network is your digital-first Pan-African news network, bringing you news from across the continent. Visit our website www.tostvnetwork.com and follow us on social media at TOS TV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
The crisis in Southern Kaduna State, can be dated as far back as the early 90s. The crisis, which involves indigenes of the southern part of Kaduna, who are mostly farmers, and the Fulanis, who are mostly cattle headers, has festered for more than a decade. Although many have linked it to ethno-religious dispute, farmers-herders clashes, land squabbles, and reprisal killings, the exact cause of the crisis has not been identified. With both sides recording multiple casualties, the government has tried in vain to put an end to the crisis. On several occasions, it had hosted meetings between leaders of the warring parties to lay down their arms and embrace peace. However, it didn't yield much results. The most recent attacks in July 2021 has reportedly led to the loss of about 300 houses and 40 persons reportedly killed in Zangon Kataf local government in Kaduna State. Some quarters have, however, accused both the federal and state government of being complicit, as they claim they have turned a blind eye to the killings.
The challenges going on in Southern Kaduna go back into, the depth of history. We're talking about centuries of history. if you ask historians, they will tell you that the peoples of Southern Kaduna are indigenous. Most people came from somewhere. If you look at the Kataf people and the and others, their stories say that actually God brought them there. They have never come from anywhere there. By 1999, the military created a 419 constitution that they made sure had a lot of inequities in it. Then they went ahead to create Sharia. I'm not against Sharia. Southern Kaduna people are not against Sharia. But we believe that if people want Sharia, let them have their Sharia. We are not against that. But we don't subscribe to that. And, it can't apply to us. They say, no, it must apply to you. That is where a problem. And in fact, in my local government called Sanga local government, in 1999, there was a serious crisis because of that. They have continued to kill, to rape, to pillage, to rampage. And just last week, in Atiapland, for 6 days, they went on a continuous campaign of killing, violence, destruction. Churches, buildings, businesses, they razed down everything to the ground. Most of the people fled. They have become internal refugees, homeless. And the authorities have done nothing. They have done practically nothing.
These attackers time the rainy season when farmers will be going to farm, and they attack them, they massacre the people, they rape the women, they abduct some into the forest and demand for ransom, and then chase them out of their homelands. And so many farmers can no longer go to farm. And so it has been the story since last year in Southern Kaduna local government, but in fact, spanning over a longer time in other local governments of Southern Kaduna. So that is what has happened. Right now, we have no less than 12,000 people that have been displaced out of their communities. Of all these atrocities, like I'm saying, not only in Southern Kaduna local government, virtually of the 12 local governments that are of Southern Kaduna, virtually there is no local government that has been spared of these atrocities. It is Zango Katev now that is actually being attacked presently, but not the presence of NEMA or SEMA or the federal government in any way. And the government has not set up any camp, like an IDP camp, organized IDP camp like it is done in other places to cater for these displaced people.
It is the same issues that have always been on the border, with a deliberate attempt to annihilate, subdue, suppress, dislodge, and even deprive the Southern Kaduna people of their own indigenous homeland, their own ancestral homelands, all right? All as part of some grand plan on ground to take over probably the entire country. This is what we, the Southern Kaduna people, have continually fought. Our fathers fought this battle. We are fighting it. And if we cannot see to the end, our children will continue. We are resolved not to hand over our indigenous land to anybody. There is a deliberate attempt on ground to continue to eliminate us, okay? Which today we see has some grand massacre ongoing, all with government connivance, both at the federal and the subnational level.
Since 2016 till date, we cannot count, but I'll give you a statistic. 2013 to 2020, 946 people were killed in one local government, and that was Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. Just one local government. And so when you look at this, there's no specific, we cannot give details of, I can't keep tabs with number of people that have been killed. But in the last 11 days, close to 400 houses have been burnt. Over 100 people killed. As I speak to you, Zango Kataf, local government, the whole of what we call Kataf land, the Kataf people are known as the Atiap people originally. The whole of Atiap land is surrounded by Fulanis. About 90% of the people are not in their communities anymore. Most of them are IDPs, internally displaced persons, including my parents.
They also described the situation as a genocide.
There is a silent conspiracy. There is a silent conspiracy by those in government, by especially government media houses, to underreport or don't even report what is ongoing in Kaduna, in Southern Kaduna. The genocide is ongoing. It's real and it's a fact. There is an ongoing genocide in Southern Kaduna that must be stopped. Amnesty International must step in. Every concerned international organization must step in. Our people are being deliberately eliminated on ground. And for those of us who are not at home, who are probably not feeling directly the heat, the best we can do is to remain where we are like this and cry out to the international community or cry out to the government if they still have an ear to listen.
If the government is saying that these atrocities should not be reported, then it means that the people that have been killed and maimed and raped and abducted and their homes destroyed, their farmlands, in fact, particularly these attackers ensure that every farmland they go, they cut down the crops that are like maize that are just yielding. So these destructions, and the government doesn't want the attention of the world to be known on atrocities that are going on, then it means that is the real genocide we're talking about. Because the definition of genocide is that when people are profiled along their ethnicity, along their tribe, along their race, along their beliefs, along their political leaning for elimination, and there is a constituted authority that sits there and does nothing about it, then that is genocide. And that sits there and turn the other way and look the other way and play the ostrich or facilitate it, that is genocide. And so that is what we are going through in Southern Kaduna.
Genocide is when a group of people or a government set upon the systematic ethnic cleansing of a community, of a group, with a view to destroying them physically and or wiping out their identity and culture within a given space. This is what genocide is. If you look at way to conclude from whatever has been going on, they are very indiscriminate, elderly. They wipe off entire villages, burn down everything. They take over those villages, rename the villages, and they target especially churches and religious leaders for elimination.
Some have also expressed that should the attacks persist, they will have no choice other than to defend themselves.
Go to the villages, everybody sleeps now with a machete under his pillow. Before the man kills me, let me see how many I can keep. Everybody is looking for a damn gun now. We have all become hunters. Before Fulani bring me down, let me see how many of them I can bring. That is what Nigeria has turned to now. Self-help. If you don't resort to self-help, they will just finish you. Finish your family and everything. And nobody will talk. Let's seek external assistance. Concentrate. Do away with the mess on ground. Then we can now turn and fix our military. We have a fine military. And I know what I'm talking about. I'm an offshoot of that military. I know what the Nigerian military is capable of. We are sound, we are good. If given the right orientation, given the right support. We are one of the best. I shoot out my head anywhere to say it. The Nigerian armed forces remain one of the best in the world. I'm a product of that. And I know what I'm saying. I have participated in that same military. I fought in Liberia. I fought in Sierra Leone. I fought in Darfur. I was in Bakassi for over 3 years. So I have a rich participatory knowledge of the Nigerian military. So when I talk about the Nigerian military, I'm not talking from some theoretical perspective. I'm talking from a practical perspective.
Others, however, claim that the victims are helpless against their attackers. They then called for a deliberate effort and commitment from both the federal and state government to ensure that the crisis is put to an end.
If the government will allow us, we can defend ourselves. Our people can defend ourselves. But each time we come together to defend our communities, that is the time they sweep on our people, on our youth, and carry them into detention. Even our elders, they carry them into detention. From time to time, they come and search, take bows and arrows, take machetes, for even kitchen knives that you can use for self-defense. That opens the door for this genocide that is going on. That's why I say the government, by its action or inaction, is complicit.
Defend themselves. With what? How do you expect people who have no weapons, who have no arms, even if they did, the state government has seized almost everything. Let's be factual. These are our communities. We know the roads, we know the bushes, we know the jungles, we know the streams, we know the rivers. And then these people will come and carry out attacks and go. Do you think they can actually defeat our people if they're that powerful? But because there's this respect for institution, so our people don't defend themselves. They're just as vulnerable as anything. They don't even have anything to defend themselves with. And if at all they had, military is seizing everything they see. Then guns. Like I said, even if you are carrying a stone, they will seize it from you. That's how bad it is. So we are just left there. The attack, if you can run, fine. If you can't run,
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
What is this?
The Cadbury goodness is in every pack of Cadbury 3-in-1 hot chocolate, making you feel cheerful and pleasant. Enjoy the Cadbury goodness.
That's it for today's episode of the Osasu Show. Do follow us on social media at DSTV Network, at Osasu Igbenadian, at the Osasu Show, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and other social media handles. To watch this episode and other episodes of the Osasu Show and other shows on TOS TV Network, you can visit our website, www.tostvnetwork.com. The 5th edition of the Osasu Show Symposium is just around the corner. The theme is the State of the Nation, the People's Constitution. You could register right now on tossymposiumv.eventbrite.com. The link is on your screen. I look forward to interacting with you. I know a lot of you are planning to fly in from all different parts of the country, and I look forward to the conversations you will be having with your elected leaders. It's truly going to be a spectacular experience, and I encourage you to register and to be present if you can. All right, do take very good care of yourself. Keep practicing social distancing, washing your hands, and wearing your face mask, because COVID-19 is still very much out there. I'll see you same time, same place next week. Until then, God bless you.
As Africans, it became clear that we have no one to rely on but ourselves.
For the past 4 years, the Osasu Show Symposium has championed impactful conversations traversing the public and private sector. TOS Symposium in 2017 was themed The New Economy and Its Impact on Less Privileged Citizens.
If we want to address poverty, one critical element is infrastructure.
The president has also currently approved new railway lines that he has asked us to go and look for loans.
If you listen to the speakers, they talked about borrowing, credit, loan. It is our generation that would pay for that.
Unfortunately, we the leaders, myself inclusive, have failed this nation.
In 2018, the symposium was themed Nigeria Rising, It's Time, establishing social accountability between the electorate and leaders.
What we want in this country, let them do road. They have started. I can see Amechi there.
The first question is that they privatize. To who? To who?
We're being told that the choice you have is to take the lesser of two evils. The common denominator in lesser of two evils is evil.
In 2019, the symposium was on the 21st century women and a role in national development.
To go beyond what men are prepared to offer, the women must stand toe to toe and say, we have the capacity to make it happen for women.
We have been able to make the case that there is no way we can achieve any kind of development without the full and equal participation of women.
It's much more fundamental when you support a woman to get elected.
But we must ask ourselves, despite the enormity of the work they have done, how come we are still at 6.4% representation for women?
As a result of the global pandemic, the 2020 symposium was virtually held and focused on rethinking Africa in a bid to spur the continent's drive for economic growth in a globalized world with a paradigm shift perspective.
In the world in which we are, rethinking Africa means that we have to take a second look at Africa's possibilities in the world today.
It will start with political will.
In the democratic setting, that these people are elected, it is very, very critical that you elect the right person.
Africa will be great.
And now, we bring to you the 5th edition of the Osasu Show Symposium, themed State of the Nation, the People's Constitution. Date August 16, 2021. Time 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Venue, the International Conference Center, Abuja. Don't miss it.
To register, visit tossymposiumv.eventbrite.com. Follow at TOS TV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and other social media platforms.